Harvey owed more than, or it had to pay back more than 22 million in taxes. But the thing that really makes this interesting is I don't think people understand how quickly you can owe in back taxes. So really taxes and the whole idea of charging taxes started in like 1879 when after the war happened, or when they were trying to raise funding for weapons and financing the war, because wars cost. They started to impose taxes, and then as time went on, they would start to impose taxes on things where they were trying to either deter a behavior, or again to recruit more funding for financing of a certain venture in the government. But taxes in specific, you really need to understand, if you don't file your taxes, you have to pay a penalty. The way the penalties typically work are, on average, people are paying about 5% of the total balance, or $100 if, depending on which one is lesser, but on average for fees, for penalty, is 5% of the balance. Now think about that. You pay a penalty for tax, for not filing your taxes. Then you pay a penalty every month, on average 5% of what the balance of that taxes is supposed to be. Then if you do multiple years, you see where this starts to compound and get out of control. Because say you missed paying your taxes in 2019, so you're paying 5% of that balance every month. Then you get to 2020, do the same thing. Well, now you're paying 5% for 2019, 5% for 2020. And so when you do this, on top of, again, the fee for not filing, this compounds. This is where that number gets astronomical. So the actual balance, typically, just like most things of the debt, isn't typically what you owe in taxes. The actual balance that, in Steve Harvey's case, 22 million, is the fees, penalties that was involved. Really understand and take this in consideration as you grow, as you're trying to build your wealth. This is how important it is for you to file your taxes. But oh, by the way, it's important that you understand, hey, pay the right amount of taxes.